Hello and welcome to another Do You Remembaer, an ongoing video series where every week I read an article on the internet, often Wikipedia, and then I do my best to remember everything from said article and then present it to you in an educational and hopefully entertaining manner. And today we're talking about Ocean Spray, the cooperative. That's right, they are a co-op formed in 1930. And I found out that that fact was something I didn't know, and that made me want to do a little research on their Wikipedia page. So I'm going to tell you everything I can remember about Ocean Spray Cooperative, and you can let me know what I got right and what I got wrong. You can find a link in the show description to this Wikipedia page. Read through it, follow along as we go. We will be covering their founding, any major milestones, the popularity of a particular drink beyond just cranberry concentrate juice. And then also, of course, controversies, and also a viral video. 2020, when we get there. 2020 was a busy year for Ocean Spray. But anyway, they were founded in like Massachusetts in 1930 something, maybe even 30, by three people who were basically like, let's get everybody who makes cranberries in this area together, and then we'll like take it from there. But we'll like work together as a co-op. And kind of spread, because cranberries are a crop that we can definitely sell if we work all together on it. Now there are several, like 2,000 employees and like 700 members of the co-op who are in all over North America and Latin America as well, maybe even South America. And I think there's Ocean Spray is like 70% of the cranberry for North America. But anyway, 1930, they all get together. And then, like, not that long after, I think it's like, it's a little while. 30 years later, they're like, what if we mixed it with apple juice and made cran apple juice? And that was like, people were just like, hell yeah. We've been mixing cranberry juice with other things. You're doing the mixing for us. Thank you. And so that was a big innovation. And then they were like, 10 years later, they're like 20 years later, something like that. Sorry, a little iffy on that. They were like, let's add some grapefruit farmers in Florida to our co-op. And they did. And that was great. And then they didn't sell to Pepsi, but then eventually made a deal with Pepsi to just be like distributing like at, machines, like at Pepsi machines, you could also get cranberry juice from Ocean Spray. And they were like, this is good. This is what we want. They moved locations. They stayed in Massachusetts as their headquarters, but had other places in there. But they've stuck with that. They added more farmers to other growers in other parts of the country, and to increase their cranberry bogs. And then they had some labeling issues in 2012 where they had to like settle and make some changes to some things. I'm sorry. There are controversies. This was in 2012. There were like people who were like, "Hey, we need more labeling accuracy," and they were like, "We're going to donate to stop that," which is not good, not good at all. And then in 2020, we got our good stuff and our bad stuff. We'll start with the good stuff. 2020, they're like, "Okay, hell yeah, let's do it. Let's get really psyched about a viral video." Because there's this guy whose name I can't remember, and I'm sorry. And this guy is just skateboarding on TikTok. And he's drinking some Ocean Spray cranberry juice. And he's listening to Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. And it's a fucking vibe. And in late 2020, we needed a fucking vibe, right? And so people were just like, yeah, this dude, Fleetwood Mac, cranberry juice. Everything about this is great. Skateboarding, sure, whatever. Everything is cool, and we're psyched about it. And it was like a big hit. And 2020 was a rough year for them because they had two other controversies. One, they had to settle a class action suit because people were like, hey, you say on your packaging that you don't have any artificial flavors, but you're using some acids that do add flavoring. So pay up. And they're like, yeah, we're going to pay up. And then like a month later, still in 2020, before the viral video, they were also like, oh, we're going to fire our CEO because he has been violating harassment policy. Which is like shitty that this dude did that, but also great that they just fucking fired him. They didn't just like, he didn't retire. They were like, you're out of here. That rules. And maybe that's because they're a co-op. Maybe that's just because they were like, fuck it. We're going for it. We're Ocean Spray. We don't want this press. Because this is the last controversy we'll mention. A few years before this, like 2015, 2016, 2017, I don't remember when. But a few years before that, in the comments below, let me know the date. Just tell me, hey, Pat, you fucked up. I can read this article, so I'm telling you. But anyway, PETA, you know them, the people for the ethical treatment of animals. They were like, hey, stop testing ocean spray on rats or mice. Mice. Stop. And you might think to yourself, what the fuck does that mean? What was ocean spray doing? Well, here's the thing. People are like, oh, you know what? Cranberries are great for a bunch of things. You know, it's a cure-all for some people, right? Well, it is believed that it will help with stomach ulcers, right? How do you test that? Well, you try to give stomach ulcers to rodents and then see if ocean spray will help. So they were injecting these mice or rats, again, I'm sorry, I don't remember, with a bacteria so that they would develop stomach ulcers, and then they were like feeding them cranberry juice to see if that helped. And PETA was like, hey, what if you didn't do that? And they were like, yeah, we'll stop doing that. Now, I don't know if they were doing that directly or if they were paying for, I assume they were paying a lab to do this work and they weren't like doing it at the bogs or at their offices or whatever. But I don't know the details. I'm sure there are links to more details on that. And I think that's everything I can remember from this. I was interested in this because this was the thing. I did not know that Ocean Spray was a cooperative, and I think that's fucking neat. I love the idea of all of these cranberry farmers coming together to form a cooperative. Even though we know it as Ocean Spray, and you just think of it as like a faceless company, there's always people behind any business. But this one is a co-op, and that rules. I think that's very cool. And I wish I'd known that before now, but I saw it on Twitter, and then I went to the Wikipedia page, and I was like, oh, it's true. And I was like, oh, I should do that for the show where I read stuff from Wikipedia and try to remember it, huh? If you have suggestions of future videos, you can leave a comment down below the video here, and let me know what you'd like to see me cover in the future. Because I always need more ideas, so it's going till the end of December here. I did get a couple suggestions of things. I will probably do those in the future, but I would love to hear from you as well. Leave a comment. Let me know what I got right and what I got wrong, if I missed anything. If there's something on the page you're like, Pat, you didn't talk about like this thing about them, like what they did in the 80s or whatever. I don't know. You didn't talk about every of their corporate moves, because I don't remember. But yeah, you can leave a comment, suggestion, give this a like, tell a friend about it. If you think this video series is fun, share it with a friend. I would love to see a few more people checking these out. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great night. And I apologize, or day, or morning, or whatever. I apologize for my voice. I have a cold. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.